How's it going, guys? It's Poetry Said. Welcome back to the 4th episode of our little CK2 guide series, mini-series. So, what's going on? Well, in the last episode, we started the game up, and we've gone approximately 2 years-ish, and we'll continue now. So, we're just going to kind of keep doing what we were doing. So, we're going to try to kill the King of France, just to cause chaos, really. No real reason. He's actually an adult now, okay. So we're going to have a bit less plot power. Actually, no, we did have the same. It probably happened last episode, and that's why it went down from 200. I don't know why it hasn't fired yet, because we have quite the power for that. I like when you're on the street and you hear some whispers. You can look at known plots here. I don't think I said that. So right now, there's a couple things going, but, oh. Okay, you know what this is? You know what I just realized? The reason we have such high plot power against the king is because we are actually his spy master, and that's hilarious. We actually are starting as a spy master of the King of France, and when you guys are their spy master, you know, if your own spy master is turning against you, you gotta think that you're not long for this world. So that's actually really hilarious, that's why we have such high power. I didn't realize that. So he has us doing some scheming. In Dijon, one of his provinces up here somewhere. There it is. And we have found some information that he'll use to leverage this dude into not joining factions in the future. So that's interesting. That's it's pretty interesting. Okay. It's kind of funny that the Duchy of Burgundy is over there, but then the Kingdom of Burgundy is over here, de jure wise. One thing that we see here in this screen is the de jure drift feature, which I've never really completely understood, but essentially, because France owns all of Aquitaine, and Aquitaine doesn't exist as its own kingdom, eventually, after 100 years, it'll become part of the kingdom, the de jure kingdom of France, which is good. Alright, so I'm training, so this is one thing we haven't seen before. So I'm training my daughter, right? And so sometimes you'll get these events about them. So I became friends with my daughter, apparently, and this is kind of one of the good things, the fun things about CK2 is you find these funny events. We got some prestige too, which is nice. We have 172. And here we go, another one right away. Okay, so we have some choice over what she becomes. So we can make her have a 50% chance to be gluttonous, 40% chance to be temperate, 10% chance of nothing. Make her an example for everyone. She gets prestige, which doesn't really matter, honestly, but some of my court doesn't like her, or doesn't like her because they're jealous. I'll let her become temperate. I don't really care. So what factions do we have going on right now? Not very many. I just want to kill the king. Technology, we don't have enough points to upgrade anything. Army, nothing really going on there. Can we change our focus? No, we can't. It hasn't been 5 years yet. One thing I believe you can do is, if you are a child, you can actually choose like an education focus for yourself, and that's fun. So this is bad. My wife is not bearing me a child, and I'm not sure why. Patient, lustful. She's lustful. Come on, if you're lustful, you gotta. Why aren't you having my kids? She is ill, so she might actually die. That'd be interesting, because then we would have to find a new wife, and that's always, that might be pretty good, actually. In fact, if this doesn't fire soon, I might go ahead and murder my wife. That's one of the funny things you can do. So, the king doesn't actually like me, even though I'm his spy master. Let's see if anyone else wants to join our plot. No, they all have the little thumbs down, so you can see the Holy Roman Empire is still fighting France. Later on in the game, you'll actually see Crusades happen. It's the namesake of the game, so you'll see Crusades for Jerusalem, and that's always fun because any Catholic can offer the Pope to join, and those are always interesting because then the person who contributes the most actually gets Jerusalem, and so you can be a duke and all of a sudden you're a king. I find that interesting. Nothing really going on in there. Intrigue, nothing really going on new with this. Let's hold a feast. Why not? I'll show you one of these events. So you can hold a little feast. You pay 25 gold. That's not that much. And then you can lose some money or gold to prepare for troubadours or whatever, and there's just these little flavor events. I don't normally read through them that much anymore because I know what most of them say. So if while I'm not really doing anything, we'll spend some money on food. I don't mind. You get some prestige. So if you're looking for like other nations or things that might be fun, or people that might be fun to play as a beginner, I'll take this time to talk about this since nothing much is going on. We could Ireland is a good one to try to form the Kingdom of Ireland and unite it. You start as like Mumu, a 2-province minor. You have a decent amount of troops, and you just kind of gotta. It's slow, but eventually you can do it if you just play your cards right and make some alliances and try to inherit some land. Alright, so the guests have arrived and they're all coming in, and try to form the Kingdom of Ireland. So that's good. Oh, some people are talking a lot about the nasty food. That's mean of them. Okay, so there's the Petty Kingdom of Bryce up here, which Petty Kingdom is another name for a duchy that's independent, and it's weird because you only really see that. Oh, that is bad. That is a bug right there or something. You only really see them be called petty kingdoms in over here in what am I trying to say, in this area in northwestern Europe. Like this guy, he's the petty king of Connaught. He's just a duke with 1 province, but he calls himself a king. Same here. He's the petty king of Gwynedd and the petty king of de Hubarth. And the only actual kings in this area are the King of England and the King of Scotland. So anyways, though, and you can see there's a revolt up here in Scotland, and that's interesting. Let's see if how's the war going. We had more of an advantage. Now we kind of lost our edge, it looks like. We got some money. Do we want to go and upgrade our thing? And by our thing, I mean our capital. So we could upgrade our castle fortifications or our training grounds and get some more, well, we get light infantry and archers. Because that would raise our totals by quite a bit. I think we go ahead and do that. It'll take 500 days. That's quite a while, but over the course of a game, it's not that much. We still don't have a son, so that really sucks. She's a carouser. Okay, that's good. I wish she would just get pregnant. That's something you might not hear very often. So someone, the Duke of Anjou up here, this guy has created a faction for elective succession. We'll see if that meets with success. I'm not sure it will. I really like this Adventifier. We'll go up to speed 3. Why not? Okay. So we're just kind of waiting right now, and a lot of CK2 is just waiting, but that's why there's cool stuff like the holding feasts, holding a summer fair. I won't do that. You can also, if you have focuses like the carousing focus, you can go partying with people and make friends with them and get allies that way. And so this is interesting. I talked about packs and stuff a little bit last episode, I think. Like non-aggression packs, which you then try to upgrade to alliances. Speaking of, no, you don't want it yet. So then you can make alliances. The only other way to really get there's a couple ways to get alliances. I only really said the main way, which is marriage, but there's some other ways too. Eventually, you can get alliances with your dynasty members. In other words, if I were here and then eventually I got my family married into into Spain somehow, and so eventually my distant cousin sat on the throne of Castile. It doesn't matter how distant it is. Oh, she became proud. That's actually a good trait, even though it's red and it looks bad and it's a sin, the 7th deadly sin. It actually gives her just prestige. It's a good trait. Anyways, oh, and we have more reinforcement now because of our marshal. Good marshal. No matter how distant our cousin is on the throne of Spain, if he was, as long as he is of our dynasty, which you can actually see here in this, and I'll show you that again in a second. But if you can, as long as he's of your dynasty, then you can form an alliance with them, and they're more inclined to, and they like you better. So it's a pretty nice little thing. That's a good way to form alliances in the later game once you've spread your dynasty enough. And the other way that you can do this, you can form alliances, is by forming friendships and getting close friends. And you can see your friends in your relations. And so we're friends with our daughter, of course, which is kind of funny. So we're still trying to kill the King of France. Yeah, so let me show you our Dynasty Tree, because that's something that you might want to see. I'll just cover some more of the features that are a little minor, but might help out. So we got our Dynasty, House de Poitou. So we can see our stuff. Like our brother had some kids, actually. I don't know where they are. Oh, she's the Duchess of Savoy. Of course, they're not of her dynasty because she's a woman, her kids. So that dynasty line ends there. Same with this girl. Darn. Well, that sucks. Oh, and so our king just created a duchy. Also, I just got robbed. That sucks. And you can see our tree. And all of our brothers died. We have another aunt over here who was related to the King of France. Anyways. So, okay, so the Kaiser of the Holy Roman Empire set up a anti-pope. You can see that here. It doesn't really affect us or anything, and it doesn't even really affect the people in the Holy Roman Empire. Interesting fact, while we're just kind of waiting. Interesting fact, did you know that the term Kaiser, which was used by the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, and later used for like Germany and stuff, you know, for the German monarch, Kaiser actually comes from Caesar, because everyone wanted to be like Julius Caesar, and that was like basically what Kaiser came from. It just meant Caesar. Same with Tsar from Russia, which doesn't exist at this point, not even close to existing. But Tsar actually is the Russian form of Caesar. Oh, that's a big old revolt. So this normally happens actually because this one lady right here always starts off. She starts off with 2 duchies, but she's very powerful. And normally at the beginning, everyone dislikes you because you're you're new king according to the game when you just start. And so normally you'll see this where you'll have a big revolt in the Holy Roman Empire. It's probably for independence. You can actually see that if you go to that character's screen. You can see why they're attacking. Yeah, it's a revolt, league, independence war for this area and her stuff. And there's probably a couple participants. And that was a faction that fired, you can see. That's the result of a faction. So in the council screen, this is another thing. You can see this, special minor titles grantable. So in this tab, there's minor titles, and that includes commanders. So we need to make a new commander, essentially. Our militia training ground's finished. So yeah, we have a higher cap now of troops. So I'm trying to take over the Duke of Toulouse, because that's the only other area really in the de jure Kingdom of Aquitaine, and then we could actually have a lot of power, and once we broke free of France, we could actually create the Kingdom of Aquitaine. So yeah, so there's Toulouse down here, and then we own all the rest. So we really need to get that, and that's why I have my dude there to fabricate claims, my Chancellor. Oh no, our Marshal died. So we can appoint the Marshal. This just shows you open council positions. You click it, it takes you to the screen. We'll make this dude our Marshal. He was a good Marshal too. Decent enough at least. So we'll put you there to train troops. We can also make another commander, because you can't be a commander and like a marshal at the same time. Okay. Why in the world has this not fired? I still don't understand. So there's the Duke of Normandy. And that's interesting. Are you still at war with Normandy? You're winning against the Duke of Normandy. I'm surprised. Normally the Duke of Normandy wins. However, that's okay. His heir is marrying my daughter in a couple of years. That's good. Let me see how much longer we have in this video. Okay, anyways. So yeah, we're just kind of hanging out. And I've been able to show you some stuff. Alright, so we found something else out for our liege. Anjou. Okay, so we got this dude. So now that dude should be forced out of the yeah, so he was forced out of the faction because the liege found out something. He's like, oh, I'm gonna tell everyone if you don't do this. So we could convert to become French. I don't think I really want to do that. Aquitaine is best, right? Okay. We're still trying to pass this law for taxes. It's not really working out too well. Beyond that, what else can we do? Let's look at our traits. We're cynical, proud, brave is a good one. Deceitful, and it's okay. Gregarious is good, and kind is okay. We can't change our focus until only a couple months from now. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. This screen means you have an intrigue thing going on. Vicious rumors have been circulating about me lately. With a lot of effort, I finally managed to trace them back to Duke Etienne of Champagne. Oh, so the Duke of Champagne. Oh, okay. So that event. I should have said what that event was. That event was that the Pope likes us more due to our court chaplain. So there's a lot going on. So this is bad. This happens sometimes. When you have other people in your plot, they'll sometimes tell everyone that you're planning on killing that person. So this is bad. The king is now going to know that I am plotting against him, and I'm his spy master. That's bad. But yeah, like you can see, so yeah, the Duke of Champagne is spreading rumors about me, and that's not good. And I don't know how we see our opinion of him. My opinion, yeah, we don't like him. But he is a jerk. Okay. Either way, let's see what our king does. He doesn't like me. Attempted murder, minus 200. I wonder why. Okay. I don't know why it's showing him as a kid still. That might be a bug. The game has been a little buggy in this patch with a couple things, but yeah, it's par for the course. I like how he's still keeping me as a spy master, even though he finds out I'm plotting against him and can probably kill him really easily. So do we want to build up our barracks another time, or our castle fortifications? We might want to build it up in this province over here, because it'll be a little cheaper. The higher level it is, the more money it'll cost. Oh, someone's trying to fabricate a claim on one of our duchies. That's a no-no. Alright, so let's see. What's our chance of doing that? Count of Lusignan. Lusignan. There it is. So we're going to go put our armies on top of there and then try to imprison him. See how that works. There's also another faction for elective succession. No one wants to kill the king. That sucks. Huh. I think we'll probably do one more video after this one. I think that'll probably be a good stopping point for a little guy. But as you can see, we've kind of, you know, we haven't done much necessarily, nothing big, but we've kind of built up our force limit. We are having our vassals like us more. We're trying to kill the king of France. I really want to see that succeed before we end this. But either way, it's going to be, you've kind of been able to see the basics. Oh, okay, so there we go. So this is what I wanted to see. So we failed to capture the count, and he's now raised his flag in rebellion. So now we're at war with him, and it glows red, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to tell. We can also imprison another dude, and I just did that because I figured it was worth the risk. He doesn't even have the money to pay for his ransom. Oh. A funny thing you can do is you can actually throw them in the oubliette, which is oubliette, I believe, is French, and it just means literally place you put people to forget, or it means like to forget. Someone has formed the Independence faction. It was this dude up here. So he wants to break free from the king. And he has a lot of men. Wow. I didn't realize the king is so weak. Why is the king so weak? He's pretty weak. You know what? Why don't we just go ahead and join this? I'd say it's sounds like it'll be fun, right? Who is he allied to? So you can actually go, we can see the King of France and see who he's allied to. I should end this episode here, though. Thank you for watching. Forgot I had gone over a little on time. Thank you for watching. Next episode, we'll probably come back and show a little bit more about these factions and war, and maybe some intrigue. And then after that, I think we'll probably wrap up the miniseries, and I think it'll be a good time. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more. And until next time, goodbye.